Representing City Kitchen tonight, we've got Joe Hansbauer and Rob Linneman. Joe, on the right here, is the president and CEO for the Corporation for Findlay Market. He joined the market after helping launch, grow YouGive.org, an online platform for engaging students in the community. Joe's a graduate of UC and worked for 9 years at Accenture prior to coming to Findlay Market. During that time, he also helped to create and grow Give Back Cincinnati. He's also helped to grow or launch several initiatives in Cincinnati, including Change the Town, Lily Pad, and Give Back Beyond. While at Findlay Market, Joe launched Findlay Kitchen, an 8,000 square foot, 10-kitchen, $3.2 million project to support food entrepreneurs in their quest to start, grow, and scale their food-related business. In the 18 months since the launch, Findlay Kitchen has more than 70 businesses operating at Findlay Kitchen, with over 75% of those owned by women or minorities. Joe and his team are now collaborating with the Model Group Development Company, City Link Center, and Findlay Market to help solve another major challenge in Cincinnati. The shortage of chefs in the city is significant, and the city's significant unemployment challenge. Their goal is to build a top-quality, self-sustaining restaurant that also serves as a culinary training program to individuals with significant barriers to employment. Interested on the topic of shortage of chefs in the Cincinnati market, we passed out an article that was in the Business Courier that talks about this very issue that they're trying to address. Joining Joe tonight is Rob Linneman. Rob is a graduate of Miami University, go Hawks, and the San P. Chase College of Law, and is currently an attorney with Santon and Hughes. Rob was vice chair during the creation and launch of Findlay Kitchen and had played a significant role in the strategic plan development in 2016. He has been a longtime supporter of the market and has served more than 8 years on the Findlay Market Board. Rob took over as board chair in August of last year. Please join me in welcoming.
A little higher.
How's that? Good? Thanks, Gary. I think she covered it all. Is there any questions? Like she said, my name is Joe Hansbauer. I'm the president and CEO of the Corporation for Findlay Market, which is a nonprofit that manages Findlay. We're here tonight to talk about an upcoming project that we have, a collaborative project called City Kitchen. So I'm excited to tell you kind of what we think the opportunity is for City Kitchen in the Cincinnati community and answer any questions you guys might have. So a little bit of background in the Cincinnati, the urban core. We are facing an unemployment population of about 7,200 individuals. Our unemployment in the urban core is about 3 times the national average. So although the national kind of employment situation has certainly gotten a lot better, we're still facing significant issues in the urban core. Specifically, many of those individuals have some sort of barrier to employment, previous criminal records, a deficiency in skills, lack of education, a whole number of things that are creating barriers for them. Here on the flip side of that, though, and as the Business Courier article points out, I think pretty desperately, we have a whole different kind of viewpoint, right? And that is we've got a growing culinary scene in the city, lots of restaurants opening, and they're facing critical employment shortages, right? So we've got 1,700 kitchens in our city. More than a third of those currently have open, unfilled positions, right? So while you've got this huge unemployment challenge, you've got an industry that is suffering from lack of employment or lack of resources. We think the solution to that is City Kitchen. City Kitchen will be a standalone, high-quality restaurant that will serve as a culinary training and workforce development program for that target audience. There's going to be 4 major components to this. The first is high quality, great experience, great food. The second is a top-notch culinary training program, 16-week training program to get trainees ready to go. The third is a direct internship, apprenticeship-based program. They'll be spending the vast majority of their 16 weeks in a kitchen in an active restaurant, getting ready not only for the basic culinary skills, but understanding how a restaurant works and operates, and they're going to be employment ready coming out of that. And then the fourth portion of that is that employment readiness, right? So we're going to build direct and deep relationships with the restaurateurs and institutional food providers in the city to make sure that we are delivering the things they need when they need them. Within the first year, we will staff or help start a culinary career for a little over 100 individuals. So we think that's the solution. Key part of what we try to do is then prove that out. Rapid prototype, pilot situation. So this past winter in February, we held a pilot program where we had 8 students go through an 8-week training program, and then held a series of 12 nights of a pop-up restaurant leveraging Findlay Kitchen at the market to do those. Huge success all the way across, right? Both from quality of food, changing menu, being able to train people from start to restaurant in 8 weeks, a great proof of concept for us. What you see on the screen right here is one of those 8 students. Robin came to us as an unemployed mother of 2, no restaurant experience in her background outside of her own home, went through the program, very eager student, ready to go. Through that graduation, we were then able to get her a job at Kenwood Country Club, where she remains employed and is making over $18 an hour. So this is what comes next. So we're going to build out a full-scale restaurant. We've got 3 partners on board today. The first is Model Group, a significant developer in Cincinnati with significant experience in historic development, has a property for us at 1819 Elm Street near Market. They're going to leverage new market tax credits, historic tax credits, to be able to deliver a white box to us that we'll be able to lease back at $1 a year for 57 years. After 57 years, I don't care what happens, I won't be around. But for the next 57, we should be good. So they're a great development partner and are bought into the mission. CityLink is going to provide the wraparound services, soft skill training, and then Findlay Market will be responsible for the culinary training. That leaves the 4th piece, which is all about customer experience, and we hope that SVP can be that partner, right? So customer experience, branding, marketing, communications, how do we recruit people in, how do we get them into the restaurant, deliver a great experience, and leave them exiting as an advocate for both the restaurant and our program. Perfect.
Okay, so field your 10 minutes of questions.
All right, fire away. Yep.
I think it's terrific. I mean, you have wonderful restaurants. Any more is going to be great. So the article that was in the Courier, because I read that earlier, I was kind of amazed too. The jobs they were looking for are like dishwashers and stuff like that.
So dishwasher is certainly part of it, and I think,
Servers,
yes.
things lower level.
Yeah, I mean, so part of the focus of that business courier actually was to tell Jimmy Gibson's story. So Jimmy G that owned the restaurant, and it was across Facebook as he was coming back to help Brian Santos washing dishes. Certainly dishwashers are a need. We are not focused on that, right? You don't need a 16-week training program to get somebody ready to wash dishes. But there is a significant shortage in cooks. Line cooks all the way up through sous chef is a problem that restaurants are facing in a big way. So we did a feasibility study with an organization called Catalyst Kitchens that helped us to quantify exactly what that need looks like. And I can tell you that chefs they're desperate, right? They don't know, they don't have folks that can come in kitchen ready to do the job that they need to do. Yep.
So in terms of when they come off of the 16-week program, what type of market or pay scale are they going to realistically?
Sure.
Question 1. Question 2 would be, is it a blend of not just going into the restaurant business, but actually owning your own restaurant? Is there any type of training around being entrepreneurs as well as part of that model?
Yep, great questions. So the first one and the very quick answer is that we are going to be looking to place people from a starting wage perspective above $13. $13 an hour is not going to immediately lift everyone out of poverty depending on what their family size is, but it's a start of a culinary career, right? And we expect that there is significant opportunity and the opportunity to move up within kitchens very quickly once you get in there and have the skills necessary. Second part of that question, not directly on the entrepreneurship side. That being said, we do have Findlay Kitchen, and I won't take up too much of the 10 minutes talking about that, but it's an 8,000 square foot shared use 10 kitchen facility to help food entrepreneurs start, grow, and scale. We have zero doubt that many of the folks that we are going to build a relationship with at City Kitchen are going to be folks that are interested to have a product idea, have a concept, have a restaurant idea or pop-up food idea of their own, and we are going to push as many people as we can across into Findlay Kitchen to allow and provide the support services necessary for them to do that. Susan? Oh, sorry. In terms of placements, so our program is we'll bring on a new cohort every month. The group size will be between 10 and 15. So as they go into a 16-week program, at any one time you're going to kind of have freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So we'll have anywhere from 40 to 60 people in the kitchen, and then we'll graduate every year somewhere between 100 and 140. And we think that we will be placing a small dent in the challenges that restaurateurs face in this community. As a matter of fact, I think more what we expect our program to do is to have the problem not get worse. There is a growing number of hospitality jobs nationally in 2017. A full third of all new jobs created in the United States were in the hospitality industry. And so that's going to continue to grow. That trend isn't going away. Yep.
So what's your expected open date?
This time next year. So the building is already being demoed. Architect is hired. We are expect to have building permits submitted by the end of mid-January. Construction will start in February, and we think it's about a 6-month build-out.
I think you're partly answering this question, but based on a three-year vision and execution plan, what will you do year 1, 2, and 3? And the question is, what's that press release going to say after 3 years about SVP and reorganization?
Sure, that's great questions. So year 1 is certainly program development, right? So what we want to, so I didn't really talk about the capital raise. Model Group is white boxing it for us. We're responsible for kitchen build, equipment, and restaurant fit and finish. So that's about an $850,000 raise for us to build the restaurant. Our programmatic costs, assuming that the restaurant breaks even on operations, is about $390,000 a year. We have 850. Yes. And then so part of that then, we are raising the capital, and then we would like to get to 2 years of operation to give us a runway that if the restaurant in a low employment cost, $1 a year rent can only manage to break even, that we've got $390,000 to cover the full programmatic costs in year 1 and 2. We expect, though, in terms of kind of your question, is we expect by the end of year 1 that we will be covering our programmatic costs. In year 2, the focus is going to be to scale the program up to get closer to that 140. So first year we want to place about 100. By second year we want to place 140 in a self-sustaining model. And then in year 3, I think it is going to be an opportunity for us to be in our continuous improvement process, understanding what have we placed in the market, how are those individuals performing, are they remaining employed, are they progressing in their culinary career, and is there anything that we can change about our program to be the leaders in not only in Cincinnati but nationally in a program like this. Susan?
What kind of, how do you qualify people for your program? And what kind of people do you screen out?
Sure. So we expect the vast majority of our participants will be returning citizens. We are not going to be exclusively returning citizens or felony backgrounds. Our target audience, our primary target audience, is going to be 18 to 30 with some sort of barrier to employment. And we're going to be bringing folks in through CityLink and incorporating them into their onboarding process in the full wraparound services that CityLink provides. We'll do some of our own recruitment through the community and Findlay Market's relationships in the community, and speaking to our customers, and trying to get folks moved across to the program. But CityLink will have a good portion of the heavy lifting on the recruitment side.
Can you talk a little bit more about what you see in a partnership and how SVP?
That was the second part of your question. I didn't answer it. Sorry. Thank you for asking it again. It really is, right? So I kind of talked really quickly about kind of the three-legged support, right? So we've got a developer, we've got a soft skills, and we've got a hard skills. I think where we really need, an equal kind of fourth partner is in that customer experience, right? So everything from branding and marketing to customer experience and designing that experience out, right? We don't want this to be a place where you come to eat for charitable purposes, right? We think we're serving a great charitable purpose, but we want you to come to eat here because it's one of the best food and dining experiences in the city. And I think we could use some help in helping to figure out what does that look like and how do we obtain it. And I think that's where SVP could really help us out quite a bit. Yep.
I'm a little confused on exactly
Sure.
what you think this restaurant's going to look like. So, you got like a White Castle, genre, right?
Yep.
Where are
It's definitely in between those, right? Yeah, yeah.
you? Give me an idea.
Yeah.
Are there competitive restaurants you can say we're going to be sort of like these or whatever? Because my image of what your kitchen looked like changed drastically when you said different things.
Sure. So if I was going to pick one place in Cincinnati, it would be Nada, right? So it's a high quality food experience. It's a high quality customer experience, just kind of what it looks like and feels like when you're in there. But it's obtainable from a cost perspective, right? So you're not going out and spending, you don't have a $100 ticket, right? So you can kind of eat there. It's accessible to a large portion of the population, and will fit in well kind of with the market neighborhood and kind of what's happening there. That would be I think the best way that I could explain it. It also is, it's fresh food, right? So it's not, tear off bags, pour it in, turn on it's everything from scratch. It's rotating menus, it's new menu items, new techniques. So it's a full service restaurant that's going to help on the culinary training side, right? Because then they're getting that experience across the board. Yep.
So in restaurant, it's all about consistency. So who is doing all the standard operating procedures and all the recipes?
Yep. So we are going to be a general manager driven restaurant, right? So you're either general manager driven or executive chef driven. So every Jean Robert restaurant is executive chef driven, right? It's his concept from start to finish, and he's running with it. It's his name on the restaurant. Bakersfield, Eagle, those are GM run restaurants where the concept is managed by the GM. That's the model that we're going to be taking. We expect to have turnover at the executive chef level. We'll have a professional general manager, professional director of culinary training, professional executive chef, and 2 professional sous chefs that will be responsible for the execution of the kitchen every day. Yep.
So the risk that I see is kind of the cannibalism that I've read about and seen around you keep opening up new restaurants, and that's creating new jobs, but it's also, eliminating other restaurants. Do you
Sure.
see that as a risk to accomplishing your mission?
Yeah, I mean, so to obviously be completely transparent, right? The restaurant business is not a great business to get into, right? I mean, it has a high failure rate. We think that we're putting the right things in place to give us the best opportunity, right? So location matters significantly. We're going to be a half a block off of Market. The fact that we are going to be able to leverage philanthropic capital, that we're going to be able to operate a restaurant without debt and without investors is a significant one in terms of how that operates. The fact that Model Group is able to leverage new market tax credit, historic tax credits, that we have no rent. So you're operating a restaurant with low employment costs, no rent, no debt, near market, right? So we've put everything in place to allow us to most likely be successful, but it's not to brush off to the side the fact that it's still operating a restaurant, and you need to do it very well.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yes, thank you.